Hey freakers, today I'm going to talk about some alternatives of a really great perfume. And that great perfume is this. This is Louis Vuitton Imagination. Well, basically, I'm going to talk about the ones I own, the ones I tried, and some of the perfumes people recommend. But I have like 5 alternatives of this one, and I'll be going to talk about whether it is quite similar to the Imaginations or not. Before talking about the alternatives, let's talk about the perfume of the real Imagination. It opens up with this really playful citrusy note coming from the citron, coming from the bergamot, coming from the Sicilian orange, and it has the hint of black tea, and it's a good one. And it dries down with this ambroxany and this white floral coming from the neroli. The dry down it's like soapy kind of dry down, but it's a good one. It's mainly soapy kind of dry down, I would say. And it is one of the best out there. So now let's talk about the alternatives. First, I want to talk about this. This is Armor Vuitton Emery. I'll put this one at the number 5 because the thing is, this is not nearly close to the Imagination. People say it's closer to Imagination, but I don't find it. It's more like Bleu de Chanel. Well, I have a video of it. I have a review of it in my channel. If you want, you can check that one. And this one is like number 5 for me because it is not closer to Imagination. It is more like Bleu de Chanel. Now at the number 4, I will say this one. This is Paris Corner Not Stay Choice. Well, it is not clearly close to Imagination. It is more like lemony, more like citrusy, more like the lemon lolly kind of smell. Going to the dry down, it kinda gives that Imagination opening a bit like still lemony, still more lemon, still more citrusy than Imagination. But I will say this one is more like alternative of Aftershave by Louis Vuitton instead of Imagination. The scent profile, the genre of Imagination and Aftershave quite similar. So they got the memo wrong, I guess. But this is not close. This is not near close to Imagination. At the dry down, you'll get just a hint of Imagination, and that's it. But it's okay. It's a good one. Paris Corner, they make good perfume, so you can give it a try. Now I'm going to talk about the Imagination. No, okay. This is not Imagination. This is Milestone Imitation. It literally looks like Louis Vuitton Imagination. And for that reason, I put it in number 3. Just look at this bottle. It just reminds me of Imagination. It just reminds me of Louis Vuitton bottles. And the smell, okay, the smell is no near to the Imagination. While transitioning from opening to the dry down, it kind of gives that Imagination opening vibe. And that's all you can get from the Imagination vibe, all you can get from the Imagination DNA. And afterwards, it becomes Bleu de Chanel. Choosing this one over Troyes in 3rd place because the bottle resembles Imagination. The bottle resembles Louis Vuitton bottles. So between the last two, I was quite baffled to choose which one will be the number 1 because they both were like quite similar. The number 2 position, I'll be going to give Al Haramain Amber Aqua Dubai. But I don't have the bottle. I have this sample. I'm choosing this one on number 2 because the opening is a bit different from the Imagination. Usually Al Haramain, what they do, they give their own touches to the perfume so that they don't get called out as clone perfumes at clone perfume houses. They try to create some differences from the original and their clone perfume, their alternative perfume. So about this one opens a bit more like oriental kind of, and this one is more nutmeggy, and the lemon and the citrus are a bit harsh. You'll get a bit of incense, and that's it. But the dry down is like 90 to 95% similar to the original Louis Vuitton Imagination. They are really hard to distinguish between the Imagination and Aqua Dubai. Dry down of Imagination and Aqua Dubai are quite similar. I'm putting this at number 2 because it has its own touches. That's why. So now let's talk about the number 1. And the number 1 is this. This is Latafa Art of Arabia 1. Well, I am choosing this one as number 1 because like straight up, it is the dry down you get from Louis Vuitton Imagination. It's like 95+%, I would say, similar to the dry down of Louis Vuitton Imagination, but it has a tiny bit of harshness. But that's okay because it's a cheap perfume. And for that reason, I'm giving it number 1. It is quite cheap. It is like $30 to $35. And giving the Imagination at $30 to $35 price, and is quite unreal. I usually get like two transitions from the original Imaginations. It opens with this playful citrus, then the first transition goes to that white floral and the tea, and the last transition is all about tea, ambroxany, and a bit of soapy vibe, and that's what I get from this, from Latafa Art of Arabia 1. I hope this video helps you to find the best alternative of imagination. If you enjoyed this video, please support the channel by liking and subscribing. Thank you.